it's that time again. The new stage is now set, so let the party begin. Everybody knows the name of the Dallas Cowboys. Let's go Cowboys.
Hello everybody and welcome in to Season 3 of the Cowboys Fan Show. I'm still your host, Tyler Ortega, joined as always by Scott Jeter, our co-host. Now, Scott, it's been a long off-season. We made it through the draft, the preseason. Meaningful football is just a couple of days away.
Yeah, there were some ups and downs in the preseason. Everybody stayed relatively healthy. I mean, we learned some good things, some bad things. We know what we got to work on, but overall, I was happy with it, and I'm just looking forward to regular season right now, Tyler.
We've got 17 weeks of football coming up. I read somewhere that we're not going to have a Sunday without football until like February.
I'm okay with that.
I'm kind of okay with that as well. Let's go ahead and jump straight into the film room here. The Dallas Cowboys taking on the Oakland Raiders. Now, this game took place a couple of weeks ago as the Cowboys' last preseason game against the Texans was canceled due to the Hurricane Harvey and all that stuff that happened there in Texas. So, Cowboys, Raiders here. Let's kick it off, and we'll start with Dan Bailey kicking a field goal, splitting the uprights. 3-0 Cowboys. About 5 minutes left in the first quarter there, Scott.
Yeah, first-team offense looked pretty good. They came out, they ran the ball effectively. Dak is killing it in preseason and capped off by Old Faithful Dan Bailey right there.
And now the Raiders on offense. That's DeAndre Washington getting the carry. He's going to be tackled there from behind by Sean Lee. And Sean Lee, we always hope that Sean Lee can stay healthy because when he does, he's one of the top linebackers in the NFL.
All pro, absolutely. Just all class of a guy also. And yeah, the defense is just a different machine when he's healthy.
And now Derek Carr going to drop back to pass. Airs it out over the right side, just right up the seam. Cordero Patterson comes down with that one. That's 6 points for the Oakland Raiders. Now, they'll take the lead over the Cowboys 6-3. Cowboys ensuing possession here, taking over. Dak Prescott, pitch out Darren McFadden. And he's, it can't just say enough about Darren McFadden. He's been asked to come in, fill in for Zeke whenever he gets the chance. And he's done just an amazing job at it.
It was like 7 yards a carry in the preseason. Last time he was a starter, I think he started week 7 through 17 and got over 1,000 yards, almost 1,100 yards. He's consistent. He's a great back, and I mean he might have to be for the first 6 weeks. We'll talk about that later.
Getting back to the game here, Dak Prescott off the play action fake just finds Jason Witten. Jason Witten, obviously the Cowboys' all-time leading touchdown receptions as far as tight ends go.
Yeah, doing what he does. Yeah, making safeties look dumb.
Now a little screen out to Washington. That's going to be snuffed out by number 54, Jalen Smith. Scott, we had to wait a whole year to see Jalen on the field, but we've seen him this preseason, and he looks great.
Yeah, was it worth the wait, Tyler?
I think so.
I think so, too.
Dak Prescott going to be sacked there by Hester. Khalil Mack getting some pressure in there as well. I'm sorry, that was Bruce Irvin, not Khalil Mack. As you see, just a little twist there in the front. Gets
that was a twist done by the defensive line. Travis Frederick passed his man off to the guard, who was Chaz Green at the time right there, and he missed an assignment.
Now a little play-action rollout there by the Raiders, and they'll pick up the first down there. Cowboys still on top, 10-6 here just before the half. Derek Carr. Once again, starters getting a full half in for the Raiders. Finds Amari Cooper going down the sideline. That was Derek Carr's second touchdown on the day. He was 13 of 17, 144 yards.
Yeah, bad angle right there. And a lot of those yards came off of that. Just an awful angle right there by Byron Jones, a safety, getting burned. And that's how our season ended last year. That's not what we want to be seeing in preseason.
Now, the Cowboys taking over. Dak airs it out. Jason Witten over the middle of the field. Now, there's not a whole lot of guys in the NFL that you can say have made a living by going over the middle of the field. Jason Witten is one of them.
Not only has he been doing it, but consistently, he's been doing it consistently for 15 years going over the middle.
Now,
that's saying something.
After the halftime break, Taco Charlton comes up with the sack. That was the Cowboys' first-round draft pick, Taco, out of Michigan.
Taco looking good.
This guy here, if you haven't seen him, you should. Number 7 for the Cowboys, Cooper Rush. He's been in a competition, as they've called it, with Kellen Moore over the offseason as to who's going to back up Dak Prescott. As Scott's going to tell you, hasn't really been a competition.
Yeah, I wouldn't really call it a competition at all. I mean, Cooper Rush thoroughly outplayed Kellen Moore in the preseason. preseason. And in my opinion, Kellen Moore got opportunities to be the starting quarterback due to injuries back in the day and didn't win very many games. Not a competition at all, in my honest opinion.
There's Alfred Morris picking up the first down. Now, Cooper Rush going to have this one stripped, and it's going to be taken back for 6. Arguably his only mistake this game as throwing the ball. Cooper Rush was 12 of 13, 115 yards. And as we'll see here coming up, he's got 2 touchdowns in store for you, Cowboys fans.
And I wouldn't even call that one a mistake. So that was a missed assignment by Alfred Morris. He didn't pick up the free blocker off of his weak side. And, I mean, free rush, it's hard not to lose that ball.
There's Rush completing a little comeback route there. And now Cooper Rush once again gets the pass in the pistol, dumps it out. Ronnie Hillman makes the catch, scampers in for the touchdown. Now, Ronnie Hillman did not make the cut for the Cowboys' final roster. So goodbye, Ronnie Hillman. Thanks for the touchdown.
Yeah, well, and that's understandable. He would have been the 6th running back on the squad, Tyler. So just not a lot of room there.
And now, ensuing possession, the Cowboys get in there, force the fumble. Now we've got a great big pile up, as there always seems to be in every single fumble in NFL games. Nonetheless, Cowboys come out with it. Now 7 minutes left to go here in the game. Cooper Rush, play action pass, going deep down to Lenore. Completed, Cowboys on top.
Beautiful throw and catch right there. And as you've seen in this game, I mean, that first back shoulder fade to Bryce Butler. I mean, just the dump screen pass to Ronnie Hillman, going long over the middle on the post to Lance Lenore. Cooper Rush, he's looking good, and he's doing it in a variety of different ways. He's making all the throws. I'm thoroughly impressed. I love the guy.
Now, hold on just a minute, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back from the break, we're going to get into the Cooper Rush, Kellen Moore debate here a little bit more. So, as you saw, the Cowboys would take the lead there on that Lenore touchdown reception, 24-20. That's how it ends. Zeke actually got into that game there for the Cowboys. He only had 6 carries, 18 yards. But what was your grand overall take from that preseason, Scott?
Well, and like you said, 6 carries, 18 yards. It's only 3 yards a carry, but he actually had 1 for a loss, and he got stuffed on 1. Other than that, like, he looked really good. I believe that the first team offense looked phenomenal. They looked fantastic this preseason. I mean, the numbers are going to speak for themselves, and we'll go over those in a minute here. A couple position battles that we're going to talk about, but overall, I'm happy, Tyler.
Yeah, you know, it all started off with that very first game, the Hall of Fame game that the Cowboys played in. You know, they came out, they didn't look exceptional, but you never expect that from the first preseason game.
That's right.
But what I saw from them in that game, and then the following game, and then the game against the Colts, you know, that game to me was the one where I really saw what the Cowboys are going to be made of. And then obviously a game there with the Raiders coming back. Cooper Rush throwing 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to lead the comeback. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back after the break with more of the Cowboys Fan Show.